How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Today I want to talk to you about a crypto that I think the whales might be dumping here soon. Now, I want to be careful because I don't want to spread fear, uncertainty, and doubt, but this is something that we've seen in the past, and it's actually a crypto that I'm very bullish on. I'll explain it to you, but I also want to go through some of the news from the day because there is some big news that we have to cover first, but I'll try to keep it nice and quick for you. I'll try not to talk too long because I don't want to waste your time. If you guys don't mind though, hitting the like button and the subscribe button, I do appreciate that. Also, if you guys want, this is some news from the day. Now BlockFi has new support, so a lot of these different crypto exchanges and stuff, they don't have great support. You try to call someone, they either don't have a number or you can't get through to them. But apparently now they allow clients that are already their clients and prospective clients to be able to call. So if you guys want that, you can definitely check out the link underneath the video. Also, they do pay interest rates on your crypto and give you a bonus for signing up. So first big news of the day, US regulators exploring how banks could hold crypto assets. This is coming from an FDIC chairman. So Jelena Williams, who chairs the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, told Reuters in an interview yesterday that there's a team of US bank regulators trying to decide or trying to provide a roadmap for banks to engage with crypto assets. So the fact is, the FDIC is already looking at ways for banks to hold these. Now, they say that they have to have clearer rules. We already know a bunch of banks are trying to get into cryptos. They say their goal in this group is to basically provide a path for banks to be able to act as a custodian for these assets, use crypto assets, digital assets as some form of collateral. I think this will take a good amount of time, but they do talk about these banks have crypto on their balance sheet. I mean, imagine that. Banks go from spreading fear, uncertainty, and doubt because they don't want to lose their foothold on the whole finance market to them actually holding cryptocurrencies like JP Morgan Chase in a couple of years holding 50,000 Bitcoin or something like that. It's amazing to think about how time can change things, right? Some other news from today, Tesla might start accepting Bitcoin again. So this is coming from an SEC filing. Looking through it though, the specific wording again says that they might accept it soon. It's not saying that they will or anything like that, but they may start accepting it again soon. I said that in previous videos that that's a huge catalyst I think a lot of people are forgetting about. The fact is, if they start taking Bitcoin again, last time we saw that, there's a huge pump in the market. And we might see that again. Now, I think we would see it to a lesser extent because some people are expecting it and we've already seen it before, but I think it would push up the market. Something else that we haven't seen in a while is a new company actually buying Bitcoin. So if that ever changes, I think the accounting rules have to change, but I think that would pump up the market a lot. Now, some on-chain data. We can actually see the reserves of Bitcoin dropped off a lot over the last couple days. Now, I don't have the most up-to-date information on this. From October 22 though to October 24, we saw a large decrease in the reserves. I mean, we're talking about 20 to 23 million Bitcoin coming off reserves both of those days. Now, the first day that we saw this, we didn't see the price actually go up. So maybe there was just a decent amount of selling. Maybe someone took it and put it in cold storage, or maybe they bought over the counter and they bought a large position. The second day, we did see the price go up a little bit. But it is interesting to look, the reserves are coming down, right? There's going to be a supply crunch, and that's just good for crypto in general, specifically Bitcoin. Now, one thing I want to caution you about, this is what we have to talk about in terms of what whales are going to do. Whales, I think, might be dumping Bitcoin here soon. Now, don't get me wrong. I am extremely bullish on Bitcoin. I have more Bitcoin than any other asset, and I am not selling Bitcoin because of this. But we have more leverage in the market. We have highs for the year. We saw this amount back when we saw a big dip. So back in April, we were at all-time highs then, and we had all the leverage that we have now. And then we just saw a massive drop off over the next couple months. Now, I'm not saying that's necessarily going to happen, but whales like to manipulate. When they see high leverage, they like to dump crypto. So that way the price goes down, you get liquidated if you're on leverage, so it keeps on dropping the price and then they can buy back. So we're seeing a good amount of leverage, and not every single time this happens. So for example, here we had a bunch of leverage back in July and the price kept on going up as leverage came down. We also saw something similar back when we started to run last November. We had a large amount of leverage and it kind of kept on going up. And then it fell down a good amount. I mean, we're talking about like 30 or 40% of leverage came out of the market and the price kept on going up. Now, part of that might be because, hey, people went on leverage and then more people came into the market. They kept on pushing up the price. So then people maybe stopped leveraging so much. They got rid of that because they thought maybe we'd see a dip or something. So it's not every single time that we see a massive dip on leverage. But if you look over here, we saw a big drop in leverage because whales dumped, and we saw a huge like $7,000 move on Bitcoin in a day. You can also see it back here. We saw it dump off and it fell even more. Most of the time when there is a good amount of leverage, right back here, most of the time we see whales dump, people get liquidated that are using leverage. So be careful. That's a warning. If you are not practicing cautious investing and you're on like 10 or 20 or 50 or 99x leverage, that's probably a bad thing to do right now. Now, I think people are doing this because we are seeing some consolidation where we're seeing Bitcoin stay strong between 60,000 and 62,000. So they're getting bullish. All this news is great. One thing that I could see happening too is Visa announces earnings tonight. I'm very curious to see if they hold Ethereum. I've talked about this for weeks, but if they hold Ethereum, because they did use Ethereum recently in the last quarter to buy an NFT, if they hold Ethereum and that hits mainstream and people hear about that, and then Ethereum's price goes up and then the whales decide, okay, we're going to dump Bitcoin, liquidate it, and then people will see Bitcoin's falling and Ethereum's pumping up, they might move some money over to Ethereum. So just be cautious of that. Now, with that being said, how far could we go? Well, we're at 62,000 now. Let's say in a good case scenario, the whales actually dump. I think we could go back to the 60,000. I think we could easily break through that and maybe fall into this $55,000 to $57,000 range. Worst case, we go back to the 200-day, but I don't think that's likely at all. I think we could hit this maybe 57, and I think it will be bought up very quickly because people are excited and they've been waiting to get into Bitcoin. So we could see a quick dip and then it come back. So of course, I am very bullish on Bitcoin. I think it's going to go up to 90,000 next month or 100,000 the month after. So I am very bullish. I think we might see a little bit of a shakeout though, because there is a decent amount of leverage in the market. Now, don't take this as fear, uncertainty, and doubt. I'm still holding onto all my Bitcoin. I'm not trying to sell it to try to time this. That's not worth it in my opinion, but I do have some cash on the sidelines in case we do get a deal. I think that is just a good way to go about investing, especially in crypto. So right now I am sitting on some cash. I realize that's not a popular thing. I'm sitting on about 15% liquid cash compared to my overall investment portfolio in stocks and crypto. So I am sitting on a decent amount of cash. So I definitely will buy if we see a drop like that. Now, with that being said, some of this is in stablecoin. I think it's important to keep it in stablecoin because you can't always get instant access to your funds. With BlockFi, you do get instant access. And I do have it in stablecoin already, so I'm getting a yield already on that position, and I'm not just being inflated like crazy by the US dollar. So if you guys want, there is that link underneath the video, but I think having a cash position is smart. If for nothing else, even if we go up into the right, it makes you feel a lot more comfortable in case there is volatility. Now, of course, do all your own research. I would be happy if we did not see a dip too, because I mean, who doesn't like seeing green? So thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I love that you guys are hitting the like button and subscribing. It definitely helps the channel out. And if we do see Visa with some Ethereum on their balance sheet today, I will be making a video on that. So let me know your thoughts on that down below if you think that's going to happen. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.